My favorite boss fights from the Dark Souls games continue, and this time I'll be sharing some of my favorite battles from Dark Souls 2. There's an abundance of boss fights in Dark Souls 2, so it was a bit tough narrowing it down to just 5. But I finally did it, and these are the boss fights I enjoyed the most, based on design, lore, music, and the fight itself. So here are my favorite 5 Dark Souls 2 bosses. Number 1. Scorpioness Najka. Ages ago, a mad being known as Seath the Scaleless made many twisted things in his pursuit of forbidden knowledge. One of these experiments were the man-scorpions, half-human, half-scorpion creatures of great power. Many years later, you discover 2 of these creatures in your quest, Man-Scorpion Tark and Scorpioness Najka. The 2 used to be betrothed to one another, but have since become bitter enemies. To stop this endless feud and continue on your quest, you must defeat Scorpioness Najka. This battle is reminiscent of the fight against Chaos Witch Quelaag from the first Dark Souls, but I like the battle against Najka a bit more. Najka's dual scorpion tails and powerful sorceries make her an exciting opponent to fight, and even better is when you summon Man-Scorpion Tark to help you out. The sandy arena allows for Najka to burrow and rise from beneath the ground for devastating attacks. Najka isn't one of the more difficult bosses in the game, but she is one I always enjoy fighting.
You've defeated my better half. This is my thanks. Take it.
Number 2. Sir Alon. Before he became known as the Old Iron King, a weak, feeble, and unestablished lord was visited by a knight from the far east. This knight, Sir Alon, chose to serve the young lord, and ultimately helped him become the mighty Old Iron King. Then, at the very height of the king's rule, Alon set out again in search of lands yet unknown. Through the memories of the Old Iron King, you are able to do battle with this incredible warrior. The fight against Sir Alon is one of the most exhilarating battles in the entire game. Alon is a master of the katana, and his swift attacks require your complete concentration to dodge. Occasionally his katana will glow, and if he impales you on the blade, the katana becomes bewitched, dealing even more damage. The battle against Sir Alon is very challenging, but extremely rewarding. It's one of the few battles in the series that feels like a duel. It's a fight that is best fought alone, and is a great test of skill for any player, making it one of my favorite boss battles of Dark Souls 2. Number 3. Executioner's Chariot. During the reign of the Old Iron King, the curse of the undead was met with extreme prejudice, and many of those afflicted by the curse were sent to the undead purgatory. Here they are endlessly tortured by the Executioner's Chariot. But it is not the will of the Executioner that controls this domain of despair, but rather the evil steed. The fight against the Executioner's Chariot is arguably the most unique fight in Dark Souls 2. At the start of the battle, you can't do any damage to the chariot itself, and must dodge its deadly passes by taking cover in the surrounding walls. During all this, you must contend with skeletal warriors and undead sorcerers who revive them. Once you reach the other end of the circular arena, you can close the gate, causing the chariot to crash. You then must fight the Dark Steed, who has devastating kicks and toxic breath. The fight against the Executioner's Chariot is always fun to play, and it's definitely one of my favorite boss fights in the game. Number 4. Burnt Ivory King. In the distant land of Aleum Lois, the Ivory King wed a child of the dark and built a great kingdom on top of the looming threat of the old chaos. The Ivory King was a kind and just ruler, but he realized that the old chaos needed to be challenged, lest it run amok. So he, along with his loyal knights, plunged into the fiery abyss, never to return. You arrive to find the kingdom of Leam Lois frozen in time. After trekking through the ice and snow, you find Alsana, the Ivory King's bride who watches over the kingdom. The Ivory King now dwells in the old chaos, corrupted by the molten, fiery plane. His knights are too numerous to defeat alone, so after recruiting the remaining Leam Lois knights around the kingdom, you and your new companions dive into the old chaos to put the Ivory King to rest. Fighting in this great battle with the knights is just the beginning, as once you defeat enough of them, the burnt Ivory King emerges. This fight is amazing. The music, atmosphere, and dangerous attacks the Burnt Ivory King has make for an excellent battle. At certain points in the fight, the king will enchant his blade, making it considerably more dangerous. This boss battle is one of the most thrilling in the series, easily making it one of my favorite 5. Number 5. Sin, the Slumbering Dragon. In the kingdom of Shulva, deep beneath the earth, rests the dragon Sin. The people of Shulva worshipped this magnificent beast, but this peaceful existence was brought to an end by Sir Jorg and his Drakeblood Knights, who came to slaughter the dragon. Upon being gored by Sir Jorg's spear, Sin spewed forth poisonous fire, bringing death to both the invaders and the kingdom. After journeying through the sunken city of Shulva, you confront the slumbering dragon Sin. This amazing boss fight is another true test of skill, as Sin will often breathe toxic, poisonous fire and flies around the cavern with only short moments on the ground. Weapons degrade rapidly against Sin's tough dragon hide, and Sin's attacks do a brutal amount of damage even with the toughest armor. The fight against Sin is very intense, and the whole atmosphere of this boss fight make it one of my favorite in Dark Souls 2, as well as my favorite dragon boss in the Souls series. So those were my favorite 5 Dark Souls 2 bosses. What are some of your favorites? Feel free to share in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing what amazing boss fights will be in Dark Souls 3. Until next time, keep having great adventures, everyone!
For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with each passing day.